for this next one, this is a video from Bellular, and apparently there's a new system that is being brought into World of Warcraft. This is a system that I'm very curious about. I've seen kind of what it is, but I haven't looked too deeply into it. So I'm very curious to see what Bellular has to say about it, and I will give you guys my take on whether I think it's a good thing or not. My initial impressions is that it is a good thing. For those who don't know what this is, you're going to be able to, according to what I've seen, you're going to be able to buy the mounts that are on the store. Like, they'll rotate through this store that you can get a special currency in game for doing certain activities, and then you can just buy stuff in there. Now, that stuff is going to be mostly cosmetics and mounts and stuff like that. And I think that if it's just that, I think that might actually be a good thing. Now, there are some negative aspects to it in terms of like FOMO, because, you know, you're going to have a certain amount of activities that you'll have to go and do. You'll be able to collect 1,000 of the currency, and I don't think that's going to be enough to buy everything that's in the store. Because I believe that, for instance, the Celestial Steed is going to be one of the first mounts that gets added in there, and that costs 1,000 of the currency that you get. You'll get 500 of the currency just for logging in and going to the place where this store is in the game. And then you can grind out the other 500 by doing a multitude of activities in the game. I don't think that Blizzard is going to force players to raid in Mythic Plus, because that kind of goes against their philosophy for Dragonflight. Because Dragonflight doesn't really force you to do anything, which is one of the reasons why Dragonflight, I think, is such a good expansion. But let's see it.
Welcome back.
Before we even see it, though, I'm going to link it here in chat. I'd appreciate it if you guys head on over, put it playing in the background while we watch it so that it gets some watch time, and hit the like button because, you know, we watch a lot of Bellular videos. And I think it's only fair that we give him some watch time, give him some likes, do all the usual. So please do that if you could. If you're watching this on YouTube later, there'll be links in the description. So let's go.
Right, straight up, I'm just really damn happy about this. So Blizzard announced a seemingly pretty brilliant feature, totally out of the blue, and it's coming soon. The one concern that people have had, I think, is, right, Dragonflight, good start, but can they actually keep it going? Right? Where's the marathon pace? Well, to keep the game feeling decent, you know? We want the baseline to rise from what we've came to expect. And if you remember, a few of us praising some FF14 events, also good news. I mean, hell, they've said this is just the beginning. So the new feature is called the Trading Post. It's going to be on the PTR soon, based on what people have found.
It's already a win. I hadn't looked at this image in great detail, but this is already a massive win. It's a massive fucking win. This is huge. This is going to be the best feature they've ever put in World of Warcraft. You want to know why? Because the store owners are dwarves. It's just that simple. Look, there's a dwarf here, super mega positive feature already. Fucking awesome. Awesome. 100% behind this. I love this feature. This is the best thing they've ever done. Obviously, that's humor.
The like sort of techie people, they've actually had a 10.0.5 PTR build ready to go. And I think the idea that this is on a 0.5 is a pretty damn good sign. It opens the door for, well, yeah, substantial like side content updates between main numbered patches, which is awesome. Dope monthly content, just like ours. Hit up the link down below for Death Knight month loot, which is awesome, and a whole bunch more podcasts, etc. Thanks, guys. Like, legit helping.
All my homies hate Death Knights.
Pay the bills. With that, let's roll. Okay, a new set of traders called TNW and Zen Shiri trading posts are moving in to Stormwind and Orgrimmar. TNW is just outside the Mage District, and Zen Shiri trading post is just about like near Gromash Hold. Now, do you remember those capital city mystery quest lines that appeared on beta and nobody knew what these people were doing? That was actually the background for this feature being set up. Now, what's neat here is that the storefronts actually change with these trading posts. They've got transmogs on mannequins, pets at their feet, mounts in the stable, so it actually is quite rich and visually represented in the game. And also, the things sold by these traders are not limited by...
So you'll be able to like see the goods that you're going to be purchasing at the store. That's neat for like immersion and shit.
the current content in the game. It's not just recycling old content. They said they're actually going to be making some new rewards for this as well. What's the deal with the trading posts? How do they work? To obtain the items, you need to get a new currency that's called Trader's Tender. Now, you can earn this currency in two different ways. By logging in and heading to the trading post, you can collect 500 Trader's Tender every month from a chest called the Collector's Cache. That's it. Basically, as long as you're subbed, that will be there. It'll be there the first of every month, so there's like no funny business about the dates. You get 500.
This reminds me of like the ESO thing, right? ESO also, doesn't ESO have like the crowns or whatever it's called? The thing is, you need to pay a monthly fee to get the crowns, right? Whereas, you know, you need to pay a monthly fee to get the crowns in ESO, but you can play ESO for free. Whereas World of Warcraft, you're already paying the monthly fee. So it's similar to Guild Wars 2 as well. So Guild Wars 2 has a similar system to this. It's like, I'm of two minds with this. It takes a little bit away from like the whole premium aspect of World of Warcraft. It almost seems to me like they're even setting up for potentially World of Warcraft going free to play. Almost. But I don't think they will make World of Warcraft go free to play, because World of Warcraft is being super successful right now, and I don't think that's the move. Did WoW Dev straight up go full Yoshi P with Guild Wars 2? Maybe. I don't know how the Guild Wars 2 version of that works, but I know that in ESO, it basically you pay a monthly fee and you get crowns, and then you use the crowns to buy content in the game.
A month that way. Then you can earn up to 500 more Trader's Tender by completing monthly activities that are listed in the Traveler's Log. This is what it looks like.
Imbibe, Zanzil, slow poison, resurrect players. Just resurrecting players. Show some love to fallen dragons. I don't know what the fuck that means. Show some love to the dragon aspects. Okay. Traveler's Log, February, caring and sharing. Why does it still say 1,000? Shouldn't it be like 500? Because you get the other 500 for free. Right? It's kind of weird. Oh, and it looks like you can do stuff in dungeons and raids. You can do holidays and events, pet battles, professions. Yeah, I think that Bellular said in the Twitter post or something, or somebody said something to this effect, that there's going to be much more activities than just like the 1,000 points, which means you can basically get this however the fuck you want. So, and as you can see, I mean, you can get it from PvP, you can get it from quests, you can get it from events, you can get it from dungeons and raids. That's a good thing. So it's like, it looks to me like this is going to be something that you're just going to get for playing the game. However it is that you feel like playing, which was something that I've been surprised this week, is like, you know, season 1 started and I did a bunch of content in the game, and I was just basically getting a bunch of gear upgrades without even trying.
And you can see that it's got a rotating set of activities each month. So basically you can pick and choose there. That includes completing quests, completing battlegrounds, doing holiday events, even things like running Mythic Plus dungeons and raids. But there's also some special activities that are uniquely designed around the theme of the month. And if you look at the UI here, you can see the different categories as well as the monthly theme. They've got like things like just show love to the dragon aspects, which I assume would just be go to the aspects and type in like the love emote on them. So I assume just like little thematic things to do in the world that they will add every month, in addition to, you know, if you're doing your dungeons, raids, etc. Now, there's a pretty broad amount of stuff here, and what I like about the design, from what I can tell so far,
the token wouldn't let you buy Dragonflight, would it? I believe that you can buy the token, and then you can convert the token into BattleNet balance, and then yes, you could buy things in the store. So I think you can. I don't really buy the WoW token because I fucking hate the WoW token, but I believe you can do that.
Is that if you're purely like a dungeon and raid person, well, that seems to be okay because you'll earn currency, I assume, by doing what you were doing anyway. I mean, even in the little like special activity, thing in the UI mockup, you can see it's one of them is resurrecting players. If you're doing dungeons and raids, you'll be doing that, right? The thing though is that for loads of other players who don't fit into playing the kind of 3 pillars of World of Warcraft at the end game, well, this will give them way more diversified things to do. So at the start of each month, the traders get new items, and the Traveler's Log will be updated with new activities. If you miss out on any items, they will rotate back into the trader's inventory in future months, but there's also a freeze slot on the trader's UI. If there's an item you really want, but let's say you only get 1,000 a month.
Dragon item here to freeze it and prevent it from expiring? What the fuck? Dude, what is this? Dude, I've been telling you guys, like, there's something weird going on at the World of Warcraft team. It's almost like all of a sudden they don't hate their player base. It's so weird. Like, I've been weirded out the whole time that I've been playing Dragonflight. I've been really weirded out because I'm like, wait, I can just play the game and have fun and there's no bullshit? What do you mean? Where's the dick in my salad? And now they put in this feature and you're thinking like, yeah, they're going to FOMO people into like burning themselves out. And then they're like, no, you can do it. If there's something you really want and you're not going to get enough currency, just put it here, freeze it and get it next time. Dude, this is so weird. I don't know these people anymore.
The 2 things that you'd love to get amounts to like 1,800. You could take one of the expensive ones and freeze it. You can actually prevent at least one of the items from being refreshed in your store. I think that's nice. Now, this also will include cosmetics from promotions that are no longer available, as well as items that are normally only available for cash purchase.
You guys need to understand this. In my opinion, this is actually really cool because they're giving you access to stuff that's in the store just for playing the game. And it's not even like, you know, they're doing something like what the problem was with Halo Infinite, which if you guys remember, a lot of people complain about. It's like, oh, I have to go do this map and play the game in a really fucked up, weird way in order to get these battle pass points, whatever the fuck, in a way. And here it seems like, hey, here's a million different things that you can do. Do whichever one you fucking want. Like in my case, I'll probably get most of the points just from doing dungeons without even trying. Like just yesterday, I ran like, I don't know, 10 dungeons or something like that. So I'll probably get a lot of this shit without even trying. And that's the best way of doing it.
In the in-game store, which is a kind of interesting one because if you hit up that screenshot, you do see there's the Celestial Steed for 900 tender. These, these store mounts, one of the ways that people would kind of defend their existence, I suppose, is saying, well, hey, you can just use WoW token, right? You can convert that, gold to...
Man, fuck the WoW token. All my homies hate the WoW token. How about that, huh? All my homies hate the WoW token, dude. Fuck the WoW token. WoW token sucks. There should never be something in a game that you can like grind that directly translates into a monetary value. I think that fundamentally, it crosses like a threshold that is not good for gaming, in my opinion.
Token to be net balanced, then buy the mount. Yeah, it's a pretty damn nice way for Blizzard to have a mount be sold. But this is actually that just operating within the game. I suppose it's a play for retention over immediate money now. I would rather they do things to help retain me as a player by giving new things to do every month than to just pump promotions down my throat. Now, this being patch 10.0.5, not 10.1, is pretty awesome to me, right? One of the things that was really cool to the Legion expansion is there is a patch every 77 days. I think a fairly high percentage of our players will actually engage with this every month and get some nice new rewards that they would like. I mean, think about even like time walking, That's fine, but they don't really get updated. It can get a bit old and stale. And whenever I initially posted about this on Twitter, unanimously positive feedback. And that included from people who follow me who I know are not into dungeons and raids, like people who want to play WoW for other reasons, and this seems extremely up their alley. But also a lot of pretty damn hardcore players, like say Dakor on our team here, who's a cutting edge raider and helps us with leading a lot of gameplay content. he's super excited about it. And a lot of people, like, I mean, him too, that have been super salty about the game, like me, we're pretty glowing about this. And that's nice. You know what I said about Dragonflight?
It's important to also say about this feature that it's the proof is in the pudding. It's all about how they actually implement it, right? If it's something that is not, you don't have to go too far out of your way to do, and you just get the currency and it's whatever, I think that'll be great. If it's something that's like, you know, oh, you want to get the 50 dungeon points? Okay, do 50 dungeons. Like, see, if it gets to that level, I'll be like, all right, dude. Okay, I like dungeons. I ain't doing no fucking 50 dungeons to get these 50 points, all right? So that it all depends on how it feels. But, you know, right now, I'm inclined to believe that is going to be a positive feature because of the general feel that I get whenever I play the game. Like I said, I'm always excited to log in and to just like go do something, you know?
Is, okay, this does feel like the end of WoW has ended and now we're at the start of a new beginning. So WoW, it went down like this. Now we've went up a bit, and the question is, can they keep the momentum going, or will they peter out? What I want to see is that momentum going, and I think this is actually that. Now, Holly Longdale, who is the vice president and executive producer of WoW, she tweeted, "We are only getting started, 2023 and beyond. We are dedicating ourselves to players and the game. We will be trying stuff, seeing what works, and listening. We see you, we are you, more to come." I suppose you could take that as just, oh, it's an empty statement, but I think this is, I mean, you look at what's actually happening here, it's not an empty statement. And this doesn't feel like the sort of thing that we would have just randomly got within Shadowlands. This is not happening in the Dragon Isles. This is happening in Stormwind and Orgrimmar. What that actually means is this is a new feature for World of Warcraft, not a new feature for Dragonflight, so to speak. And that's really good, because in 3 or 4 years' time...
It's important to get more features that are evergreen, yes, 1,000,000%.
I assume they'll still be updating the store, it'll rotate through its things, and it will still be giving players things to do. And as Holly said, and as the blog post said, like, this is just the first version of it. Who knows how it will evolve? Could you just theme a month based on some of the more starter zones that we'll be nostalgic for, like, say, Westfall or the Barrens? You could have some special activities there, make some cool new armor sets, and bam. I think...
Theme a month around Old War? Yes, yes.
A lot of people would think, oh, awesome, I will go and get that thing in WoW this month. That's good for keeping the overall player base healthy and engaged. Another thing, I've talked as well about wanting multiplicative designs, not just additive ones. And what I mean here is, okay, Heritage Armor with a quest. That's awesome, but it's one and it's done. Something like this, though, they've made the bucket. They've made the category. So now if they just think, shit, lads, we've got a few people who have got some spare time in the office. What are they going to do? Well, maybe they could make a few cool little objectives for the next month, one of these, or, you know, a future trader's post or trading post, and, you know, few rewards. It's like it exists as a thing that they can put things into, if you get my drift. And having more things like that in the game is definitely a healthy thing. A lot of other fairly successful MMOs, I mean, I don't know how extremely successful Guild Wars 2 is, but it does, I suppose, things a little bit more feeling like this. Obviously, then, there is the whole Moogle, you know, the Moogle store event that FF14 does. It's just good that they've established here a simple, production-friendly way to give players more to do in World of Warcraft, right? That's what's really important. And the reason why I say production friendly and why I think that's important is because the team size has increased, right? Not all aspects of making a game get faster the more people you have. That's how we have so many high-profile AAA disasters in the industry.
As the Diablo 4 team is learning, you can't keep throwing bodies at a problem.
But there are certain things where just having a larger team, like just having more artists to make some transmogs to put on the trading post, like that scales up fairly nicely. The other side, obviously, is this is a clear retention system for the game, right? Like, it does obviously work with your WoW sub. As long as you are subbed to WoW, you will accrue 500 of this currency per month. On one side, for some people, they'll see coercion there, right? They'll see, oh, they're bribing me to keep my sub by giving me 500 tender. And then the other side would be, oh, that's kind of nice. So if I am subbed to the game, but I don't get to play.
But it's a bunch of cosmetic bullshit, so it's like, you know, you don't need it unless you are someone who wants to collect all of the things, which I would argue it's not a particularly healthy way to play the game. Like, you pretty much make the game your job if you want to collect all the things.
That much, at least I'll get 500 of the thing. And then that makes me interested in value. So let's think about money for a second here. So the Celestial Steed is 25 US dollars on the store, right? 1,000 tender is therefore, if you kind of scale those things, because the steed is 25 USD in the store, but costs 900 tender, then 1,000 tender is worth about $28 in value. And I suppose how they have probably sort of computed this out in their heads as being a strong value proposition addition to value addition to the core World of Warcraft sub is that you have 500 of this tender per month. So based on the pricing of their cosmetics on the store,
which will be about the
you are, I mean,
holy shit, that's the price of your subscription. Because if it 1,000 is 28, you divide it by half, which is the ones that you get for free. That's going to be 14. And 14 is about the cost of a subscription, which is like $13.99 or some bullshit like that, right? See, that's why I'm like, dude, this almost feels like they're getting ready to go free to play. But the thing is, it doesn't make sense for them to go free to play now, but it feels very much like a free to play move.
$14 of cosmetic value being slapped onto your $9.99 a month World of Warcraft.
What do you mean $9.99?
What, $15 a month?
$15 a month.
So I just thought that was fairly interesting.
$9.99 must be
not
pounds.
Me saying, "Wow, you're paying $15 and you're getting $14 of free value." I'm not saying that because obviously,
yeah, right. Free
these
value.
are all digital products. They don't exist. There's no
They're
cost
worthless.
of replication. So, you know, value's in the eye of the person who is, I suppose, being proposed that value. But anyway, I think that when you actually run the maths here, some people could construe this as being a fairly good deal. Therefore, one could quite readily understand how, to a lot of people, this will feel like...
You can never have enough fallback options if Dragonflight flopped because of how burned consumers are going. Free to play would have been a viable move. Yeah. This might... I'm thinking... I was thinking about the same thing earlier. Like, this might have been something that was on the pipeline for quite some time. Like, long before Dragonflight released, and it was going to be something like, hey, you know, if Dragonflight tanks, we're going free to play, so get the system in place. But because Dragonflight not only didn't tank, quite the opposite, they're not only not going to go free to play, but they're also adding the system in anyways, which ends up being a good thing overall, I feel like. And here's the thing, I don't want World of Warcraft to go free to play. I don't think that would be a good thing for the game, personally. But because, you know, once you start going down the free to play route, it's just like pay to win is just like one step. It's half a step afterwards. Once you go down the free to play route, pay to win is like the next thing. It's like, okay, now, and then you have the people defending it. Oh, but it's not pay to win. It's pay for convenience. Like somebody was in my comment section the other day telling me about layers of pay to win. And I'm like, bro, layers. What is pay to win? A fucking onion? Must be an onion because it makes me fucking cry. Layers of pay to win. WoW is already pay to win. Good point. WoW is actually already pay to win. Never mind. I keep my mind keeps blocking out the WoW token, but it does exist. You are correct. World of Warcraft is already pay to win.
A strong
pay to win is an ogre. Yes.
To their subscription. It would be in a way that would feel pretty bad, though, if it was just, hey, we'll give you, you know, fun bucks as long as you're subbed. The real value of the tender also comes in because there's then 500 more a month that you actually go and earn. That said, it does seem to be a fairly readily earnable thing. It's been nice being excited for Season 1 to drop, then getting some really damn good news, and it just does mean that overall, I have not felt this good about what I do and this game, the broader picture of things, I haven't felt this good about it in years.
Dude, imagine how good Bellular must feel right now. Like, actually imagine it. It must be fucking wild, dude. He's like, I can finally play the game and nobody can tell me it's shit. And I agree. Like, it just feels good to play it right now. I know that it's weird. It's definitely not what I expected. I expected to find what was wrong with it within the first couple of weeks. There's nothing. Like, the only thing that I can't really talk about is the raid. I don't know if the raid is good or not. I think people have already stated that the raid's pretty good, but I don't know because I don't intend on actually raiding. I'm going to be focusing more on like dungeons and stuff like that because I don't have the time to do organized raiding. I'm struggling to even keep up with raiding in Final Fantasy XIV. But yeah.
Part of that, I suppose, is because I had a little bit of a 3-year-long health saga that was kind of fucking awful. Which, yeah, well, suffice to say, still is an issue, but it's not really a big issue, and it's mostly resolved now. So I suppose also, you know, I've had a decent amount of good news, I guess. And just, I don't know, man, it just kind of feels
Bellular
like, oh
had
yeah,
health
dark
problems?
times are a little bit over. It kind of has felt like the dark times, hasn't it? I mean, goddamn, there's a lot of tiresome stuff going on. So look, it does mean that as I think about how I steer the ship, because right now, you know, there's just shy of 20 people between the studio, the channels, everything. As I think about how I'm going to steer the ship, I mean, I'm going to, I don't know, steer it more aggressively. Feeling good about WoW, I really do feel like, damn, how can I raise more funds to grow things, to make things cooler, to do more cool shit? Can I head up NI Screen and say, hello NI Screen, look at this, our patrons are supporting us. Could you match fund this and do a thing, do a thing, and then I can hire 2 people from Northern Ireland, and then we can do this new project, and then we can have more content. You know, I'm trying to think about all these things to see just how we can make more awesome shit together. So, man, it is exciting times, and it is nice to honestly feel a growing sense of confidence in where this game is, in you know, where we've invested a lot of our emotional energy in for, I mean, what percentage of our adult lives? It's a pretty damn high one, eh? Okay, sorry I got a bit rambly towards the end. I'm just feeling good about stuff. I hope you have a wonderful day. Look forward to our Season 1 gearing guide tomorrow. If you'd like some content to watch in the meantime, check out the Dragon series. Have a
Thank you.
Whoa. Dude.
Welcome back.
That video cut off a little bit too aggressively there, Bellular. What the hell? He didn't even finish his sentence. The video cut off. But yeah, guys, make sure to leave a like in there. Give it some watch time, like I said at the start. It's a really good video. And yeah, I agree. It's been super refreshing playing World of Warcraft and actually feeling good about it because the game isn't pulling you in all kinds of different directions and forcing you to do shit that you actually don't want to do. So that's been very, very refreshing. And it's just been really fun. And it's good to see. And it's like, look, the same way that I'm going to call out Blizzard whenever there's bad shit, there are some times that you just got to go like, hey, the game's good. The game is good. You know, it's like, oh, we 5951. I just bought the expansion. Don't make me feel bad about it. You shouldn't feel bad about it. It's actually, I'm impressed that the expansion's been going as good as it's going. It's weird, but yeah. And you don't have to do raids. You don't have to do raids at all. You don't even have to do Mythic Plus. Like I said, most of my upgrades have actually come from just doing world content, just running around the world and doing random shit.